and I'm going to show you how the looting works. So let's go over to Priceline, and you can see this is the chart that we were looking at with NetDania. This is on Yahoo. The first thing we want to look at is the insider transactions. When we look at the insider transactions, you need to understand how the option writing game works on Wall Street. Basically, Wall Street rewards insiders through options, and this is a list of the sales of stock options and how they work. The main thing you have to keep in mind is that you can just look for any number of sales here. We're going to concentrate on the CEO here, which is Jeffrey Boyd. And what they do basically is they exercise their options at a low price. They're awarded these options as a part of their employment contract. You can see here, and now this goes back to May of 2010. So we're looking at roughly a 2-year period of the option transactions by this Jeffrey H. Boyd. And you can see here that we have an option exercise at $20. And the way you identify these is you can compare them with the number. They're not always exact, but you've got a good one here. You've got May 11th of 2010 where Jeffrey Boyd exercised 105,556 at $20 to $30, and then he sold at $500 to $531. So essentially we're talking about a net gain of about $500 a share. Now you can see the proceeds on this sale was $55 million. So I've added this up earlier, and over the course of just this period, this CEO has sold approximately $140 million worth of stock. He paid just a small percentage of that, so we're probably talking about a net of roughly $120 to $130 million. So here is this is just one person. This is a CEO, and you can see he still has 211,000 shares outstanding. So he's still got some selling to do, but he's done some major selling in the past. And he's unloaded his shares, which the company gave him essentially for free, and he's made about $130 million gain on that. Now, what's interesting is when we go over and look at the major holders, if you click on the list of major holders, this will give you, this is also required to be reported by the SEC. So I'm not going to fault the SEC in this because all of this is public information and the public continues to participate. So you can see here, here's your top institutional holders of this Priceline stock. Now, what's really telling is here are your top three with 9%, 4.5%, and 4%. So you're talking about nearly a fifth to a quarter of all of the stock of this company is owned by T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, and Vanguard. Now, what are those companies? Those are the companies that manage your 401k retirement. You can see them down here under top mutual fund holders. So what is going on here is that the U.S. government, via the 401k laws, which rewards employers and employees for investing in stocks. Primarily, most of these plans allow you to invest in stocks, and they match and they encourage you to invest in these. So the retirements of the people who have their monies in T. Rowe Price, Fidelity, and Vanguard, they are taking their retirement monies and purchasing the shares of Priceline, and then they are being unloaded upon by the insiders of the company who are taking, as I showed you, just this one person has taken $150 million, $130 to $150 million roughly. If you add the others in, you'd probably come to $500 million or $1 billion. Now, if you look at the company, you can see that the market cap of this company right now is about $36 billion. But if you go all the way back to the bottom where it was roughly $6 in price, that's going to be 1/100th. So you're really talking about a $300 million company. So through the price appreciation of your retirement funds and the investment companies that invest your retirement funds, that has enabled the insiders on Wall Street to transfer the wealth of your retirement to themselves through stock options. That's how the game works. That's how it's always worked. That's what happened here when the stock fell from nearly $1,000 all the way down to $6. It's going to happen again, and there's no reason it shouldn't happen again because people have never learned the lesson. So if you have your 401k invested in stocks and you don't really know what stocks you're investing in, but you're just allowing a mutual fund to invest your money, you're actually a participant and an enabler of this system where they transfer your retirement wealth to the insiders of these companies. So that's the way Wall Street has been. It's always been that way. It's just as bad now as it was during the dot-com bubble. I fully expect that Priceline will probably crash, as I expect Apple to crash. Now, I don't think that Priceline is a true value as Apple is, although Apple is tremendously overvalued. But I expect that Priceline will probably crash 90+% when this thing unravels, and then of course the insiders are going to waltz off into the sunset with their hundreds of millions of dollars, and you'll be left with a worthless stock in your retirement account. So that's how the transfer of money from Main Street to Wall Street works. It's always been that way. Jesse Livermore mentioned that it was that way in his day. Nothing has changed. The stock market is about taking money from investors and transferring it to insiders.